If you're new to Champ, it's very easy to look at the compensation charts and the mechanics and wonder, where do I even start? This chapter is designed to remove that friction. In this video, we'll turn your first 60 days with Champ into a simple roadmap so you always know what to focus on next instead of guessing. Your focus in the first 2 weeks is very straightforward. Get comfortable with the story, then decide who you're going to talk to. Start inside your MyGig back office. Complete the Champ training, watch the short explainer videos, and review the quick reference guides. By the end of this step, you should be able to explain 4 things in simple language: everyday care, the net pay impact, the Section 125 structure, and the built-in Harbor Shield 125 protection. You don't need to sound like an attorney, you just need to understand how Champ helps employers, how it helps workers, and how you move someone from interest into a formal referral using your tools. Next, build your first Champ list. Start with 10 to 20 employers where hourly, tipped, or lower wage workers are common. Think about restaurants, hospitality groups, retail, call centers, staffing firms, home health, and similar environments. Add worker groups, associations, and independents who talk about medical costs, copays, or pay that never seems to stretch far enough. Then get into real conversations. Aim for at least 10 Champ-focused conversations in these first 2 weeks. Your only job is to listen. Ask about benefits, paychecks, and how people handle everyday care right now. You're not trying to force a proposal. You're confirming that Champ could help. If you finish weeks 1 and 2 with at least 10 qualified employers or groups in your pipeline and 3 to 5 that clearly look like strong Champ fits, you're exactly where you should be. In weeks 3 and 4, you'll be focused on discovery and your first proposals. Once you know who is a fit, weeks 3 and 4 are about moving from curiosity into structured discovery. Schedule discovery calls with your top targets. On these calls, ask about their current benefits, participation rates, typical copays, and how often people actually use the plan. Clarify pay ranges, headcount, and how many employees match the Champ profile you've already learned. From there, introduce the Champ structure and savings logic at a high level. Explain that many employees see a lift in net pay each month. Explain that frontline care such as primary care, urgent care, telemedicine, mental health support, and covered prescriptions comes with $0 copays. Tie that back into the employer perspective by describing typical annual savings per eligible worker without promising a specific number for every person. Once the interest is real, use your MyGig tools correctly. Submit the referral through your back office instead of sending a random link. Let the Champ and admin teams step in to handle underwriting, plan design, and implementation questions. Your job in this stage is to set expectations, answer basic questions, and stay in the role of trusted connector. By the end of week 4, your goal is to have at least 2 or 3 Champ employers in an active proposal or underwriting stage, with a clear sense of how many Champ lives in each group might generate if they move forward. Weeks 5 and 6 are where all of that groundwork turns into live Champ deployments. Help your employers actually make a decision. Remind them that Champ is not one more benefit line item. It's a way to give workers more money in their paychecks and $0 copays for core care at the same time. When it fits the conversation, quantify what that means for their organization in terms of found money, both in worker net pay and in employer payroll tax savings. Once they decide to move forward, support the launch. Coordinate with the Champ team on timelines for education and enrollment. Encourage the employer to promote Champ to all eligible workers, not just a token group. The stronger the first enrollment wave, the stronger the story you'll be able to tell later. As enrollment starts, document your wins. Capture simple stories, such as an employer's projected annual savings, or an employee who sees a meaningful increase in take-home pay. These are the real examples that will make your future Champ conversations much easier. If you reach the end of week 6 with at least 1 employer or worker group live on Champ and a 2nd or 3rd employer moving toward launch, you're already ahead of the curve. The last 2 weeks of this 60-day launch window, weeks 7 and 8, are about protecting what you've built and setting the stage for growth. Within 30 to 60 days of launch, schedule a follow-up conversation with each of your Champ clients. Ask them how their people are responding. Ask if they notice any change in morale, retention, or the way staff are talking about copays and doctor visits. Ask what went well in the rollout and what they'd like to improve next time around. Then start looking for expansion opportunities. Are there new locations or departments that haven't been added yet? Are there shifts or divisions with low enrollment that could benefit from a focused education push? Is there a pilot group that's gone well enough to justify a broader deployment? Use real results to frame the next step. For example, you might say your first 50 participants created tens of thousands of dollars in annual employer savings and thousands per month in improved take-home pay. Here's what it could look like if we applied the same structure to your other eligible employees. That keeps the conversation grounded in outcomes instead of theory. You can also start mapping Champ savings into future opportunities inside the MyGig ecosystem. Some employers will want to use a slice of their savings for financial wellness programs. Others will want to protect their Section 125 structure and ERC refunds with Harbor Shield. Some will be ready for a buoy PEO conversation that brings payroll, HR, Champ, and broader benefits together on one platform. You're not forcing these moves. You're showing them how to put their found money to work. By the end of week 8, you should have a clear picture of your first 60 days of Champ production, a pipeline of additional employer conversations, and a short list of next step opportunities with your existing clients. A 60-day plan only works if it shows up on your calendar. The most effective Champ producers don't guess, they follow a simple daily rhythm. Even if you only have 30 to 60 minutes per day for Champ, aim for 3 to 5 outreach attempts. That might be calls, emails, messages, or in-person conversations where you intentionally bring Champ into the discussion. Aim for 1 or 2 real Champ conversations where you ask about pay, benefits, and care behavior, and listen for the problems Champ solves. Aim for at least 1 logged next step each day, such as a new employer added to your pipeline, a discovery call scheduled, or a referral submitted through your tools. If Champ is a primary lane for you, scale those numbers up to 10 to 15 outreach attempts, 3 to 5 substantial conversations, and 2 to 3 new referrals or discovery calls set each day. Use your MyGig CRM as your scoreboard. Once a week, review how many employers you have in each stage, how many proposals are active, how many groups are live, and how many Champ lives you're accredited with. Watch your per participant per month income build over time. The goal is not to obsess over any single conversation. The goal is to see a portfolio taking shape. As your first deployments go live, you can begin to scale. Share your early Champ wins with other certified resellers in your network. Invite them into joint conversations where they have employer relationships and you bring Champ experience. Over time, you can specialize by industry, and as your organization grows, step into broker or channel partner roles that give you overrides on the production you help develop. You can also work with centers of influence. Payroll providers, PEOs, CPAs, bookkeepers, association leaders, and business coaches all see the same pain points Champ addresses, often before anybody else. Position Champ as a way for them to bring meaningful net pay relief and everyday care access to their clients without having to build or manage the program themselves. Your job is to connect the dots and then let the Champ and admin teams do the heavy lifting. As you work through this 60-day plan, 3 mindsets will help keep you on track. First, remember that you're not selling a clever tax trick, you're helping real people take home more of what they earn. See a doctor or counselor without worrying about another bill, and fill essential prescriptions without choosing between medicine and groceries. The tax structure is the engine under the hood, not the headline. Second, remember that Champ referrals are recurring. Every enrolled participant represents ongoing value for the employer, ongoing relief for the worker, and ongoing per participant per month income for you as long as that person remains active. You are building a portfolio, not chasing one-time hits. Third, remember that small actions repeated beat big bursts. You don't need a perfect script or a huge audience to start. You need a clear list, a simple daily rhythm, and consistency for 60 days. That's how Champ moves from something you understand on paper to a living part of your business with real employers, real workers, real found money, and a growing stream of recurring income you can build on for years.